the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino. Busy hour coming up. A lot of feedback on movies where the villain is the winner. We'll get to that coming up in about 15. Will Hill, best bets in baseball, some NFL futures as well. And right now we head out to the Progressive guest line to talk a little Big Ten and squeeze in a couple of bets at the 3M on the PGA Tour this week as Wes Reynolds joins the program now. Good afternoon, Wes. Thanks for the time as always. How are you?
Good afternoon, fellas. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Doing really well. You're a Big Ten guy, a Hoosier from the Heartland. So let's go. It is Big Ten Media Days this week coming up. Let's start at the very top. Everything I've looked at, everything I've read, you break down the rosters, the overall, like the amount of talent they have on both sides of the ball. I think it's pretty razor thin at the top between Penn State and Ohio State. Do you feel the same way?
I'm with you, Mitch. I think it's absolutely razor thin. And the only reason why I think Ohio State's favored to win the league is because they host Penn State. And we know Penn State has not been able to get it done against Ohio State. Just that last year game that I felt was winnable for Penn State, it felt like a big game James Franklin kind of turtled up a little bit in terms of the play calling. And it's like, now you've got no excuse. You don't have to do that anymore. You have a quarterback that completed 74% of his passes in the regular season, Drew Aller. You have the best running back duo in college football with Nicholas Singleton, Katron Allen. But it's really the receiver room that I think might be improved, because one of the things, and we saw it in the Notre Dame game in the playoff, where their receivers didn't catch a pass. Tyler Warren caught more balls at tight end, who's now with the Indianapolis Colts. He caught 104 passes by himself. The top 6 receivers only caught 102. So they remade this whole room from the portal, brought in the kid Hudson from USC, Pena from Syracuse, Ross, who is a really dynamic guy at Troy. And then the defense, adding Jim Knowles. They paid Jim Knowles a lot of money to leave Ohio State to come to Penn State. You're getting the best coordinator on the market. You lose Abdul Carter to the Giants, but they're stacked at defensive end, and they've got high-level run stoppers. I think this defense is going to be as good or even better. So there's no excuse for Penn State. This is their best shot, I think, at a national title since they last won it in 1986. So if they don't do it this year, win.
Yep, definitely doable schedule, no doubt. And they get Oregon at home. Oregon win total 10.5 at DraftKings minus 270 to make the playoffs. 13-0 till they got routed in the Rose Bowl. More the new quarterback. What do you think? Where are the Ducks then? And do you like them over 10.5?
Yeah, I'm right at market. I would lean under 10.5, even though I think that this team's really talented. Like, you're not going to out-recruit Dan Lanning. Dan Lanning is recruiting Oregon like it's an SEC program, and he's getting dudes all over the place, not only out of high school, but in the transfer portal. The one thing about Oregon, I'll be interested to see how they respond, because that game in the Rose Bowl was the first game that they lost in the Lanning area where I felt they got out-coached and out-schemed. Like, a couple of the losses have been on Lanning because he's got that, hey, I'm going to go for it wherever, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, but they did get out coached a little bit and out schemed. Now, Moore's been in the system for a year, so I think that helps. It's all about the offensive line. They've got a really good center, but a lot of transfers on that offensive line. That could be a little bit of cause for concern. I think the defense is going to be pretty darn good, though, because high-level talent out of that transfer portal, including Thieneman, who was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year at Purdue a couple years ago at safety. Bear Alexander, maybe it's finally going to work. This is his third stop, I think, as a player, so he's now on the defensive line. I think the defense is going to be really good. I would lean under 10.5, but I'm right at market.
Okay, and then Illinois, 5-1 to make the playoff. I think there's too much hype here with Illinois, and Big Ten Media Days are here in Las Vegas. And how about thoughts on Illinois and Indiana, same price, 5-1 to make the playoff?
Yeah, I'm with you, Paul, on Illinois. I think that they got, and I know they bring a lot back, and the media absolutely loves them, which makes me comfortable going on the other side because the media is not always right on a team. But I think that they got all the breaks last year. They went 5-1 in one-score games. They won 5 games as outright underdogs. So now you get the reverse. It's like now they get a little bit overpriced, where maybe they end up being underpriced last year, but now they're overpriced in the market with all the returning starters. They're going to be physically tough like they always are under Bielema, but I worry about that pass game, even with Altmaier back. I don't think they have a lot of playmakers at receiver, and I think that the schedule is a lot tougher for Illinois. As for Indiana, I'm right at market.
Okay.
I think 8.5 is right. Mendoza, I think, is a little bit better athlete than Rourke, even though Rourke was tremendous for IU last year. The offense, I think, is going to be better. The defense, especially against the run, that's where it's key, because you lose the kid CJ West to the 49ers, and he was such a revelation and really helped Kamara out on the edge because he was able to get 68 quarterback hurries, 10 sacks last year. So they're probably going to drop from that second nationally in total defense, 6 in scoring defense numbers. But I think 8.5 is fair. I think that they're a coin flip to go 9 or better.
Is there anybody in this conference that you think would be worth a wager to win the Heisman Trophy? I'm looking at some of the numbers right now at DK. I mean, we all know Jeremiah Smith is absolutely phenomenal. He's 11-1. To me, that's way too short. Would you look anywhere else, quarterback position anywhere here in this conference to maybe make a bet?
Yeah, Mitch, I'd probably look at Drew Aller. I think that, maybe they're finally going to take the chains off him, because there's been a lot of coordinator switches at Penn State, and we certainly have one on defense now with Jim Knowles coming in from Ohio State. But this is Andy Kotelnicki, his second year now. Remember, he had that dynamic offense 2 years ago at Daniels at Kansas. They run a lot of motion. They like to really go up tempo. So I think that they're maybe going to trust this quarterback a little bit more, because the offensive coordinators, like they had Sayaraka and they had the guy from Texas come in one year. Now they've got some continuity. So I think that Drew Aller, I know it's probably not really a big price, but that'd be certainly where I would look.
All right. What do you expect from the Michigan Wolverines this year? I mean, the offense was unwatchable a year ago. Quarterback play after J.J. McCarthy left and was drafted by the Vikings. My God, that was an eyesore. But they finished the season anyway with wins over Ohio State on the road and an impressive win against Alabama in a bowl game. What do you expect out of the Wolverines?
Well, they're going to run the ball, and that's their identity. Depending on who wins the job, I think it's going to be Underwood, but you do have Mikey Keene, who, by the way, did work with this offensive coordinator, Chip Lindsey, at UCF a couple of years ago. So they're going to be much better, I think, offensively. Defensively, I'm going to trust Wink Martindale. They got a lot of talent on defense. I know they lost a lot to the draft, but they've still got a lot of talent, especially up there on that defensive line. So I am higher on Michigan. I saw 8.5 heavily juice the over, about 150, 160 in that range. I think Michigan's getting at least 9 this year. At least 9.
Okay. Favorite bet or bets to make right now? The floor is yours. You can go win total. You could go to win a division, the conference overall. What do you like?
I'm probably going to be on Penn State to win the conference just because I'm so high on them. So, $2.50, $3, I think is out there, at least market wide. But in terms of some of the win totals, I'll give a couple really quick. I played Maryland over 4.5. And I know, Mike Locksley leaves a little bit to be desired sometimes as head coach with the decision maker, but the coaching is better from a coordinator standpoint. You now have Pep Hamilton there as offensive coordinator. You have Ted Monachino there as the defensive coordinator. You don't play the top 3 consensus teams in the conference. You don't play Ohio State. You don't play Penn State, and you don't play Oregon. So I think Maryland maybe could get off to a good start, even though they had a lot of roster turnover, new quarterback there, but an easy non-conference, so that could give them momentum. So I like Maryland over 4.5. And then I say lay the big number with Purdue on the under. This is a major rebuild in West Lafayette. Barry Odom's going to be a good hire, but no idea who's going to play quarterback for that team. Just doesn't have a lot of talent. They were still getting dudes out of the portal just the last couple weeks. So no gimmies except for maybe those 2 non-conference games to start with Ball State and Southern Illinois. All
right, very strong. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Wes Reynolds. And during the golf season, you can read his analysis every single week for that week's event on the PGA Tour at vsin.com. We're coming off the final major of the year, and we now move forward to the 3M Open, West, where you have give this guy, tip your cap to Goddard, playing unbelievable golf. He is the short shot, so to speak, on the board, along with Sam Burns, followed by guys like Maverick McNeely and Wyndham Clark. How far do you want to go down the odds board before you found a guy that you wanted to make a bet on?
Yeah, I went down a little farther, but what you said about Goddard is true. And these guys that you see at the top of the board, by the way, all Ryder Cup bubble boys. So there's the reason why they're playing in Minneapolis this week. Burns, Goddard, McNeely, Clark included in that. But I'm going to go with someone that sounds like a Minnesota boy, but not from Minnesota, Pauly's neck of the woods, and that's Michael Chorbjornsson at 35-1. really plays well in these Midwest Birdie Fests. He was runner-up at the Deer last year, 4th in Detroit, was 1 out of the playoff. So he's close to that PGA Tour victory. So I did bet Michael Chorbornson at 35-1. Rico Hoey was another guy that really stood out on the model. He is actually number 1 on the PGA Tour, believe it or not, ahead of Scotty Scheffler in ball striking. And where you calculate that as total driving plus greens and regulation, Rico Hoey has been an absolute menace in terms of, just striking the ball over the place. Just got to make some putts. So Rico Hoey, 60-1. Andrew Putnam, 70-1. 11th at the CUDA last week in Reno, Tahoe, and then 8th in Detroit, 6th in Canada. So he's been inching closer to a win. So hopefully we can get another winner here in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, very good. All right. If Scotty appears at 5-1 ever moving forward, are you going to make an autoplay on him?
What if I don't? I'm probably going to have to play the without market.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to get a little more creative because when that guy leads the field on approach like he did last week and leads for strokes gained putting, you're not beating him.
No.
And it was so discouraging to have like 3 or 4 chasers. And it's like, this guy never misses an iron. Like when he misses an iron, Mitch, it's like 20 feet. He's still 20 feet for birdie, even when he misses an iron or a wedge. So very frustrating, but you got to tip your cap to him. He's the best guy in the world right now.
No question. You can follow him on X. He's at Wes Reynolds 1. Thanks, pal. Good luck this week, okay?
You bet, guys. Thanks for having me.
There you go. He was on the Progressive guest line. He's spot on. The winner without.
Yep.
All right. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We'll get reaction to movies where the villain won. Best movies ever where that took place. We've got Major League Baseball coming up tonight. We got Will Hill this hour as well here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Coming up in 15 minutes, VSiN host Will Hill joins the program. Best bets in baseball, some NFL futures as well that Will likes. He took a beat in the last week. Oh, man, I was watching live. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know he had it. And then he texted me as soon as I sent out a tweet. I was like, oh, you have to be kidding me. It was that bad. Paul, plenty of reaction. Email ftm@vsin.com. We're on X at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard. First hour of the program, we ran down best movies where the villain wins. My top 5 from 5-1. I had Fight Club. I could probably take out that movie and put in Usual Suspects. How does Kaiser Sose winning not make a top 5 list?
Yep.
So The Dark Knight, I think, has to be on the list. That movie was so popular, so big. I watched it like 3 times at the theater. I've watched it several times since, mainly for Heath Ledger. But the villain does come out ahead there. Saw is number 3 for me. Could be number 1. The first time I saw it, I was rattled, man. And that doesn't happen to me very often. Primal Fear, Edward Norton. The twist at the very end, the first time I saw it, totally blew my mind. And then No Country for Old Men. Mm-hmm. And I did this winner without Silence of the Lambs because that could easily take every single category ever made.
You're rattled if you see 7 too. The ending of 7.
Yeah,
I mean, that's incredible. We got a ton of support for Arlington Road.
You know what? I had that originally on my honorable mention. I forgot to include it today. Have you ever watched it?
I can't remember it. Tim Robbins, Jeff Bridges. Mm-hmm. Apparently a great ending.
It's
Paranoia, I think. Something happens. I got to go back and watch that.
It's absolutely terrific. It's been a long time since I did, but yeah, very, very good.
A lot of support for Chinatown, Nicholson. That one's good. Great flick. Shame on me. I'm in the damn thing. Ocean's 11. Yeah, that's true. They get away with it.
The villains win.
They rob the Benedict and Bellagio, and they get away with it.
But here's the thing, right? Again, you're rooting for them the entire time.
Yes, right.
It's like
Terry Benedict is unlikable.
I'll give you another one I thought of earlier today. I did not include it. The Big Short, and that's a real story. Mm. You know what happens.
Yeah.
You don't want the housing crash to actually take place. We all lived through it. It was horrible. And yet the guys who saw it coming and they shorted all that stuff and they came out billions of dollars ahead, they were winners and you rooted for them the entire time.
Great cast.
Am I wrong?
Gosling's great in that movie. Yeah.
Oh, Steve
Bale.
Carell's so good.
Yep. Inside Man. Very good movie. Jodie Foster, Denzel Washington. It's a Spike Lee movie, I believe, and Clive Owen. It's great.
I've never seen it.
Really?
No, never seen it.
They rob
No.
a bank. It's awesome.
Okay.
You're kidding me. You got to watch that.
It's on the list.
It's a very good movie. Denzel, enough said. Denzel.
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, I believe that's Spike Lee. Oh, that's a good movie.
Chris,
I love this guy. He passed away. Yeah, it is Spike Lee. Your guy's in it too. He passed away. I love him. What's his name? He's one of the villains in the movie. Hold on. Christopher Plummer. Remember the old guy? He was in All the Money in the World.
Yeah.
The old guy. Yeah. He's in that movie too.
Which one?
Inside Man.
Inside Man?
Inside
Okay,
Man. Yeah.
All right,
Inside
okay.
Man. Very good movie. Great cast. $45 million budget, made $190 million.
Okay. Chris on X is saying, what's the one with Hugh Jackman where he's looking for his wife or family, and the villain promises to finally tell him where they are, only to bury him? Does that sound familiar? Anybody in the back know that one? That sounds like The Vanishing, what I brought up earlier. The Vanishing is like people have never heard of that movie. It's because it's so old now. It's like made in the 80s. But Kiefer Sutherland's in it. Terrific twist in that movie. And you're like, oh, good God, did that really happen? What's Black Mass? Getting support for that one.
That's Whitey Bulger.
Oh, okay. All right.
Johnny Depp. I'm trying to guess the Hugh Jackman movie. It's not Swordfish, is it? Was he in Swordfish? No, that's
Travolta.
okay.
Leglock on X is saying the original Rocky, he loses.
Okay. I don't know the Hugh Jackman one.
Chris with an email here, without Googling.
Yeah. Oh, was it Prisoners? Is that what he's talking about? Prisoners, 2013? Crime thriller? It's abduction of two young girls in Pennsylvania and the search.
I don't know. I'm unaware of that.
I don't know.
Okay.
But,
Sounds like it would be one then.
Okay, but yes, well, he's got a strong resume anyways, Jackman. Okay, sorry.
FTM at VSiN.com. Chris, again, without Googling, Out of Sight, Inside Man, Hell or High Water. You didn't like that movie. I thought it was great.
It was good. It was
Pine?
overhyped, yeah. It was good. But it got a ton of hype.
And they get away with it. Escape from Alcatraz.
Oh, I love that movie.
That was very good.
Oh, that's good. Well, it depends who you talk to. This was.
Well,
I think they got away. Other people say they didn't make it, but I think they got away.
did you ever see the Unsolved Mysteries of that? What was the host named Robert Stack? Oh, that was so well done. And I after watching that, I'm like, they absolutely lived through that.
I believe they did.
I was
too.
convinced.
Yes.
Joe with an email. The Terminator was technically a bad guy. He was, until part 2 turned into a good guy.
Okay.
Right? You have to say that he was a good guy going after the bad guy in part 2. He's asking if Michael Corleone counts. What is your opinion on that? It's tough.
I can't say no.
You can't say that?
No, I don't think that's true. No.
All right. How about Michael Myers?
Michael Myers. What?
Halloween? Well, there's 15 of them.
I never got into that.
That'd be like Freddy Krueger.
No.
Or Jason.
Jason Voorhees. Yes, right.
The original Planet of the Apes from Mike on an email.
Is that the Statue of Liberty in the sand?
Yes.
Okay.
The way they shot it, he said, was absolutely fantastic.
It was. Yeah, it was. That's a powerful ending.
And
no doubt.
This is kind of blowing my mind from Vegas Regular on X. Interesting fact. Laura Linney is in both Primal Fear in my top 5 and Ozark.
Okay.
And her male co-star's character name is Marty in both.
Really?
That's a trip, man.
Come on. Wow.
Yeah, because Richard Gere is Marty in Primal Fear. And then what's Jason Bateman? Marty Bird in Ozark?
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable observation.
Yeah.
I never put that one together. Yes, and people are saying that the Hugh Jackman movie is in fact Prisoners.
It is Prisoners?
Okay.
Okay.
Natural Born Killers.
That's Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That got some... Yeah, that was a popular movie. A lot of Inside Man.
A lot of Inside Man.
In.
I got to go back and find that one.
Yeah.
The DGen on X DM'd me, and he said he was literally shouting "No Country for Old Men." Great answer. Someone could tell me that's the best movie of all time, and I would not argue. He said that he was having a conversation over drinks about good old movies on Friday with a friend. They spent about 10 to 15 minutes on No Country. It feels incredibly underappreciated.
Some of the dialogue in the scene. Sir, we can't give out no information. Where does he work? I just told you, sir. We can't give out no information. Where does he work? It's so good.
Call it.
Man, that scene too, I know.
Call it. He just keeps telling the guy at the gas station to call it. It's just incredible.
And like how he kills people with that
weapon.
Gun what he has.
How good is that weapon?
Yeah, right. Taking people out.
That movie's got to be 20 years old now, probably. Up your alley, can you think of TV shows where the villain's the winner? Got to Google that one as well.
No. That's why it's so fun when you do this. You got to go off the top of your head. This is, but you're going to miss some here too. We're going back, but those are the ones that stick out to me was 7 and Usual Suspects.
Alan on X again. You can always tweet the show at VSiN Live at Mitch Moss Radio at Pauly Howard. Alan chimes in with Fallen with Denzel Washington, all-time bad guy winner. Did you ever see Fallen? Very good. But again, it's a Denzel movie, so how many are you going to say are actually bad? They're always good. And did you ever see Ricochet with Denzel?
Yeah, very good.
And
Lithgow's
John
in
Lithgow?
Fallen? I don't recall. What? Never heard of it.
Oh,
Gandolfini's in it?
Go back and watch it. It's very good.
A police detective who's investigating murders committed by a copycat killer.
Yes, it's
Goodman,
strong.
Sutherland, Gandolfini? Never.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's very good.
Mixed reviews. 1998. All right.
And another
That's
one.
on my list.
This is a TV show, and I've brought this specific season up before because now Dexter, the new Dexter is out yet again on Paramount. Season 4, where John Lithgow is the Trinity Killer. I will put that season up against any season ever made from any show. He's the villain. I would say the way, am I wrong? For those of you who've watched Dexter, the villain wins for sure. Even though it doesn't turn out so well for him at the end of the but you know what I'm talking about. He absolutely wins. And that season is so well done. And then I get it. If you don't like the show after season 4, I totally understand. But
oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. They probably should have called it quits after that season, or maybe one more, and that's about it. But they dragged it on for so long. Will Hill on the program coming up next. We'll get his best bets for tonight. He recently took one of the worst beats of the entire year and some football futures as well here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, a lot to dive into here with our next guest, VSiN host. Will Hill joins the program. He is on the Progressive guest line. We'll get some best bets in baseball today, a bet or two, NFL future. And also, I want to start with a really bad beat. Go back a week. I'm watching the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, and it was a doozy. And I got to tell you, I did kind of like the home run derby. I thought it was ridiculous that Judge and Ohtani would already leave and not be a part of it. Anyway, Pete Alonso is going to be like the anchor to the National League, right? He's going to come up in theory. They're losing the home run derby, and he hit one in the game. And first of all, Will, good afternoon. So thanks for popping on here. Schwarber wins it. There's no need for Alonso to come up. I'm like, oh my God, that's going to be a terrible beat on Alonso to win the MVP of the game. He texts me immediately. I had him and Rooker to win the MVP. They gave it to Schwarber.
Yeah.
For a gimmicky, made-up BS ending because he hit 3 home runs and won the game. I couldn't believe it. That's awful. And you were going to make a lot of money in either Alonso or Rooker, right?
Alonso or Rooker. Again, good to see you guys. Thanks for having me. I gave out 3 guys on VSiN, and I said I like this market because the starters have all the short prices, but it's the guys that come in late off the bench that have the long numbers. Those guys are live because you get a hit late. That's what wins it. That's what determines it. It's usually close, usually low scoring. You get a hit in the 7th or 8th inning to win the game. You're live. So Alonso 45-1, Rooker 65-1, and I had Stowers at 100-1. and Stowers was in the Derby, and I'm thinking, oh man, Rooker hit a 3-run homer. How about this? In a game where the total is 7, I had each guy, Rooker and Alonso, hit a 3-run homer, and I couldn't get home with either one. Rooker's going deep in the home run Derby. I'm thinking, man, it's got to be Alonso or Rooker. I'm in good shape either way. I was bigger to Rooker. Not the case. If Aranda had just hit in 1 homer, Alonso's going to hit the walk-off to win it for the NL, and then it's just no conversation. It's a 3-run in the game. Schwarber goes over in the game and wins the award. It was just, man, I don't know if you guys saw this too. It was 3-2 in the voting, and a couple people didn't get their vote in. So this coming after a day, by the way, where I had Caminero versus Rooker exact home run derby final, and I lost Rooker by a 1/4 of an inch to Cal Raleigh. I was doing the show with Matt Humans, VSiN Primetime. And I didn't even realize the tiebreaker was a 1/4 of an inch, and I had a clean hedge because Caminero was already in the final. So I had a clean hedge there to 45-1. And then to throw in good measure, I had the Atlanta Hawks in the Summer League 75-1 for, again, a decent chunk of money. They were 3-1 short shots on Monday after they went to 3-0. They finished 4-0 and don't get in because of the tiebreaker. So it was quite the week there for me.
Incredible recap. Oh, condolences.
Mia.
Yep. And the Hawks thing is that's brutal as well. That is tough, my man.
So bad. All right, let's go onward and upward here. Look at some games that you like tonight in Major League Baseball. The Reds are laying $140. They have a guy that you really like with Chase Burns on the mound tonight. Do you like him at this price?
I do. I bet the Reds minus 140. This is another one. I bet Burns 100-1 to win Rookie of the Year. 3 or 4 days later, he's 3-1. I don't think he's going to win. It looks like Mizorowski's award, but who knows? We got a lot of time left. But I just think I got the better pitcher here. I know he had the one blow-up start in Fenway against the Red Sox where it seemed like he was tipping his pitches. Double play ball early gets thrown away, and then he just got bombed. Couldn't make it out of the first inning. But other than that, he's been pretty good. Walks too many guys, but the stuff is electric. How would you like to be a hitter in the NL Central between Chase Burns, Mizorowski, who's also pitching tonight, and Skeens, man? That's one where, boy, if you're in the NL Central as a hitter, you're looking for the transfer portal because that's going to be a rough next 3 or 4 years here, in that division. But to me, better starting pitcher, better lineup with the Reds, slightly better lineup, and to me, the better bullpen. So I'm okay laying the $140 here. I wouldn't mind going first 5, but again, I think playing against this Nationals bullpen is not a bad way to go either. So I did play the Reds for the full game here on the money line.
I'm with you on the Astros. They've won 12 straight games started by Valdez, and he's 9-0 with a 1.91 going back, $1.20 in Arizona.
Yeah, I think that the lineups are close enough where I'll just take the better pitcher. Rodriguez has really struggled. Rodriguez has struggled against righties, and the Astros have a bunch of them. And I know the Astros have a laundry list of injuries, but you know what? Doesn't seem to matter. They put up a bunch of runs again last night. This kid Matthews steps in, hits a couple homers. Cam Smith has been outstanding. Again, just to keep it pretty simple here, the lineups I think cancel out for the most part. I'll take the better starting pitcher, and the Arizona bullpen's lousy too. So I'm okay. I think the $1.20 is a nice bargain. I was looking for this prop too. I could only find Eugenio Suarez plus 165 to draw a walk in the game. I like playing these. I don't know if you guys have these in Vegas. I think Caesars might have them for what I remember. Exact plate appearance. So you can bet on what this guy's going to do, whatever player you want to pick, and their first plate appearance. I think it's only the first 3 batters are offered, but I would look for Suarez to walk in his first at bat if you can get. These are usually 7-8-1, a little higher, because I don't know, if I'm a pitcher, maybe wait for that bat to cool off a little bit before I challenge him.
Yes.
Dance around the corners. You know what? Let somebody else beat me. I don't need to watch this guy hit the ball 430 feet and run around the bases. So I think Suarez to draw a walk tonight, if these pitchers have been paying attention, let him cool off a little bit. So plus 165 to draw a walk. And if you want to get, go for a real long shot, if you can find it, once that market pops up, Suarez to walk in his first at bat at, right around 7 or 8-1, that might not be a bad way to play it either.
I like where your head's at. By the way, I found still at 16-1 after last night to lead the league in home runs. He's 2 back. He's 16-1, blazing hot.
Yeah.
In the way he's going now, I mean, he's certainly live, and that will count, right? If he ever got traded to the American League, those National League homers count. All that's inclusive.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I would be a little bit hesitant. I mean, because what if he gets traded to the Mariners, and all of a sudden has to play in that ballpark? That could affect things for sure. Although Cal Raleigh again this year, no problem. What do you want to do tonight with the Miz on the mound? Money on Seattle last night during the day before the game. They were shut out again. Brewers have been awesome. And Gilbert, I get it, has been awesome at home as well. But this is the Miz we're talking about. Brewers' hottest team in baseball, catching some plus money.
Yeah, I've been doing this a lot. People that listen to the VSiN live show or the VSiN Primetime, I love these pitchers duels where it's a low total. I love getting a half a run in the first 5, even if I have to pay a little juice. Which you go to DraftKings, you lay $1.40, give me that half a run in the first 5. This to me has 1-1 after 5, 2-2, 0-0. I love being able to win on a push. That half a run is so valuable. I'll lay the juice. Mizorowski's been outstanding. The Brewers, they've got a little karma going last night. Watching that game last night, Kirby, he had a no-hitter. You blink, you go to grab a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever. You come back, it's 4-0 in the 6th inning. That happened in a flash there last night. But I'll take the half run in the first 5. And I'm curious what you guys think. You guys are great with these awards. You guys always keep an open mind. Speaking of the Brewers, Freddie Peralta is 75-1, 80-1 in some spots to win the Cy Young. He is 12-4, 2.8-ish ERA. The advanced stuff is not quite as good, but it's not that bad. I think it's 75-1 with Skeens. Not going that deep into these games. I know Wheeler's outstanding, but we've learned over the time here with Blake Snell, with Robbie Ray, these guys that are 75-100-1 at the All-Star break, there's a lot of baseball left.
Yeah.
I think that's a good number. I think that's one where you just bet, and you know what? Maybe he's one of the finalists. Maybe Wheeler has a bad couple of starts. I think Peralta at 75-1. Not that he's going to win. I just think that one's mispriced. I'm curious what you guys think.
Yeah, and I don't mind Abbott. Abbott's had 2 bad starts the whole season.
That's a good one.
Abbott's 60-1. The guy's been great.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
Here's
why Peralta will probably get in the mix. I've bet him, I think, the last 3 years, and he's fallen on his face. This year, I don't have a penny on him. So, and by the way, 12-4 overall, like you talked about, numbers are really, really good. But he absolutely has to have Zach Wheeler come back to the pack. I think Wheeler should be way higher than what he is right now to win the award. But if there's going to be a live dog to maybe come from the back, it could be him for sure. Let's go NFL here. You're high on Dallas this year. Is that correct?
I understand the owner. It's a circus. I didn't love the coaching hire. Who could, who would. But these things have a funny way of working out where everybody hates a hire and he turns out to be decent. So who knows? We've never seen him be a head coach before. We've seen him as a play caller. It's been uninspiring, but we'll see. I just think there's a lot of talent. If you just talk about a quarterback, a playmaker, and a defender, you can't really have a better trio on a team than Prescott, Lamb, and Parsons. To me, that's really good. I think people forget that Prescott 76 and 46 career as a starter. You're going to add Pickens here, who I think, again, talking about another long shot, which I don't think will win, but probably mispriced at 200-1. Pickens to be Offensive Player of the Year. He comes from a team that's run heavy, bad quarterback, bad weather. Now he's going to play with the best quarterback he's ever had. Lamb's going to get all his attention. Pickens going to be on his best behavior here, playing for a contract, just got traded. He's going to be motivated. I think they're really talented. I like the over 7.5. I think plus 190 to make the playoffs is a good bet. Schedule's not easy, but you do get 2 against the Giants. You get the Jets, you get the Raiders, the Panthers, so it's manageable. I think people forget, before Dak got hurt last year, and last year was a disaster, the 3 prior years, 11-5, 12-5, 12-5. So this is still a pretty talented team for all of the circus that Jerry Jones brings with him. I think they're being slept on a little bit, and I do like them over. I like the plus to make the playoffs, and again, if you're looking for a real long shot, 200-1 on Pickens, Offensive Player of the Year. Again, probably doesn't get home, but probably shouldn't be 200-1 either.
Okay, 30 seconds here. Another NFL bet that you like. You're not really buying the Patriots hype, huh?
I think they're a year away. Vrabel's a good coach. It was a good hire, but 2019, he pulls off a couple upsets in the playoffs, beats the Patriots, beats the Ravens. Since then, 1 and done in the playoffs, lost at home in 2020 and in 2021. 2022, they're 7-3. They lose their next 7, miss the playoffs. And then 2023, they go 6-11. They miss the playoffs. I think there's a little too much hype with Vrabel. I think that skill position group on offense is not great. I think they're still a year away. I think the hype is a little bit too much here with the league. All
right, there you go. Host of the Should Have Bet More podcast, host here on VSiN as well. Will Hill, follow him at Not The Will Hill. Thanks, pal. We appreciate it.
All right, see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yep, he was on the Progressive guest line. We're going to get to in-pocket plays, what we're betting early, coming up next.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I'll bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-1 odds. Nope. 5-1. Nope. 10-1. You're on.
Well, it didn't matter how I was going to play it. Wheeler to get a win or run line paid the same, essentially. But no dice. Phillies win the game, but don't cover the run line. Bueller was solid. Wheeler was great, but the Phillies win 3-2. That's a loser, but the steam was right. $2 up to $2.40. I'm also with Will Hill. I like the Astros. Bad bullpen with Arizona. Houston playing well, and I can't get past these Valdez numbers. 9-0 with a 1.91, and they've won his last 12 starts. Give me the Astros. And as much as we've talked about the rebounds, what a run Angel Reese is on with the offense and the points. 5 WNBA games tonight. She's 14.5. Again, for the third time in a week and a half, they play Minnesota. She's 14.5 for her points prop. She's gone over this 8 games in a row. 22-10, 19-11, 15-11, 22-15, 16-17, 24-16, 17-18, 18-17. That's her last 8 games. And I also like the game over tonight. They just played, the last 2 games went over. A 4-point move to the under here. 91-78 Minnesota. That was after Chicago shocked them as a 12-point dog and beat them 87-81 2 days prior. They are really playing well offensively. 87, 87, 78 points, 81 points the last 4 games. Reese over 14.5 points tonight. The rebounds prop, for what it's worth, is 12.5 if you want that. They're in action tonight in Minnesota.
Well, I'm on one of her props as well. Last night, Vlad.
Now, here we go again with this, right? It's like, how do you play it, right? With the Vlad, is it just total bases? Is it hits, runs RBI? Because that got there.
Of course it did, yeah. And then he had 2 walks. That doesn't help, obviously.
Yeah.
I would like it if walks would count towards solo bases. They don't, however, unfortunately. So that was a loser. Not that this matters for in pocket this segment, but I feel pretty good because I think I had a decent read on the games yesterday. A lot of the stuff we talked about got there. Some of it, of course, didn't. But eventually betting the Brewers last night got me off the schneid. I didn't have it in pocket, but for them to win again and for the Mariners to keep taking money like they did, I just didn't understand that. So I might do the same thing again tonight with Milwaukee if the number gets there. But anyway, here are the plays that I'm on tonight. I'm on Angel Reese, and I have 4 bets tonight. These are just like shopping around and finding the best numbers. That's it. Trying to go like plus EV plays. I missed Reese plus money, but this was moving big time earlier today. Bet over 12.5 boards, minus 105. She was on that crazy streak of going over 12.5 for like 7 straight games, and then it cooled down a little bit. But first came back with the break. I expect her to play 34, 35 minutes in this game. She went under 2 times in a row against Minnesota when they played, but 12.5. I told myself, again, anything below like 13.5, I got to play, so here I am playing that. And some numbers with K-props tonight. First of all, and we'll dive more into props coming up top of the hour. The Ballpark Pal feature at VSiN.com, very high in Framber Valdez tonight. Over 5.5. And all I'm doing here is just comparing books and like looking at sharp books compared to other books. Valdez over 5.5. I bet him at plus 130 to go over. JT Ginn tonight for the A's. Valdez was as low as like plus 108 at some books. Ginn over 3.5 was around like plus 105, while other books had plus 120 on that. And another guy here, Richard Fitz, over for the Red Sox, over 3.5, minus 120. He was as high as 40 cents in the market, some of the books. So just comparing sharp books to other books that are more public and then looking at numbers that would make sense. And then comparing and contrasting using the Ballpark Pal app at VSiN.com. Those are 3 bets that I made tonight.
All right, go get them. Everyone eats. Want to know where the money's really going? Unlike other sources, our splits come straight from Circa and DraftKings, giving the insight and where the sharp action's landing. Circa takes huge bets from pro bettors. DraftKings provides a broader market perspective. See the percentage of bets, first percentage of handle on every game across every major sport, helping you make smarter, more informed bets. Get VSiN's exclusive betting splits as little as $9.99 for your first month. VSiN.com/subscribe. Jump in, join the team now. $9.99, what a deal. VSiN.com/subscribe. I'm with Lou on this one. To each his own, but the case to be made for the Cowboys under. They're going to win 9 games to beat you. This from Warren Sharp. Remember, they were great with the turnover battle with Dan Quinn. But then it was horrendous last year. They were -6 turnover margin, 27th in turnover EPA. They lost a turnover battle in 9 of the 17 games and went 1-8 in those 9 games. Also, offensive line issues. 26th in yards per contact per rush, number 8 in pressure rate allowed, 5th most offensive holding calls, 5th most false start penalties. Sharp writes, this is a defining moment, not just as a franchise this year, but for Dak Prescott's legacy. Minimal playoff success, enters the season surrounded by offensive question marks, an unproven backfield, a downgraded defense led by a new coordinator. They're staring down one of the NFL's toughest schedules, a brutal late-season gauntlet, unprecedented 3 games in 10-day stretch. Whether the Cowboys are victims of circumstance or simply not built to contend anymore, 2025 will leave no room for excuses. It's time for Dak to prove he's more than just well-paid.
I think if they hired a different coach, like one that was much more reliable or one guy that actually had a record of success at the NFL level, I could find myself getting there with like betting some positive outcomes for the Cowboys. And by that, I mean like, had they hired Sean Payton a couple of years ago, right? Or if a guy like Sean Payton would have been out there, it'd have been, okay, this team can absolutely get back on the right track. Paul, it's Brian Schottenheimer as the head coach. I have absolutely zero faith in that hire. How can anybody? Like their running backs are going to be garbage again this season. Although Dowdell was actually pretty decent last year.
Yeah, great businessman, but just the fan base just has to be fed up. I mean, the long gap between you can't even make an NFC title game, and you just refuse to hire the big name. Did it once, right? Did win Parcells. And actually
That
made
was
the
pretty
playoffs,
much it.
but that was,
I guess you could argue Mike McCarthy, but again,
Well, no
people
way.
thought he was a good coach in Green Bay or out of their minds. It was all Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But it's like, why is he calling the shots with player personnel and drafting and all this other business and what? Oh boy,
Sure. Now I will say,
it's
like,
unacceptable. I
like,
mean,
in their division again, the Eagles have
right, they're the third best team. Yeah, I don't know how you get past that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? I kind of agree with Chris Massero, who came in pro better last week. He's high in the Commanders, and he said, I don't get all of the regression talk with this team. Maybe they're not going to win 12 games, but they're expecting it out of Jaden Daniels. I think he might be onto something there. Like, I was with Chris, by the way, last year. I had the Commanders over their win total, and I had Jaden Daniels 8-1 to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Part of the reason why is because I love their coaching staff. Well, if I loved it last year, how do I not think that they can still be really, really good this year with Quinn as the main guy and Kingsbury calling the plays offensively? And they added Deebo Samuel. And I just think Daniels has the makeup of a kid that maybe, again, his numbers aren't exactly what they were last year, but I don't think he's going to go into the trash pile this season. We're going to be like, oh my God, it was a fluke. I don't see that coming with him. So I think the Cowboys are a clear third-place team in this division. Like,
it does happen, though. I mean, it happened to Stroud, too.
Oh, no, I understand that.
That's real, but both of you make good points, I know.
Yeah.
But it's also a tough schedule, but the thing that you have going for you is no one repeats in that division.
Yeah, like some of the stuff they did last year, like the 4th down conversion rate, that's not going to repeat itself, right? Like that's going to be too difficult. How many times like they just didn't punt overall, that's probably going to come back to the pack a little bit, right? But maybe they're a little bit better defensively as well. And maybe they're just better in certain areas on top of it. And again, like the Eagles probably won't win as many games as they did last year, but they're still in terms of overall roster,
they're
first,
loaded.
second, third best in the league?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they're absolutely loaded again. I mean, it would be, I can't see the Giants finishing ahead of them.
I am not a Dak Prescott fan.
I'm not.
You can't trust him.
No.
Big game, he's going to turn the ball over. I can't do it.
Well, here's the thing.
The contract is outrageous.
If he plays, here's a big deal, right? It's a big if he plays the entire year, Prescott will put up awesome numbers this year. That doesn't mean they're going to win 10 games, and it certainly doesn't mean I expect them to win a playoff game. But they're going to probably be outclassed in a lot of these games, meaning they're going to be down. I don't expect the running game to be there much at all this year. So the passing's going to, and they just added Pickens in the offseason. So he should put up good numbers if he plays 14, 15, 16 games. I just don't know if it's going to result in wins. Kind of a big deal.
Well, the defense can't be worse. You say that.
Yeah.
It's one thing they have going for you.
They actually have talent on that side.
Yeah, and there's a Mama's Pizza right by the stadium.
Oh, right across the way?
So you got that, right?
Very good.
Yep.
Up next, we'll get into props for tonight's card. the K-Prop tool at VSiN.com. Hot and heavy on several pitchers going tonight. We'll give you the numbers coming up next.